Good evening everyone. I hope you're doing well this fine Sunday evening. Lovely to have you all here. Let me swap on over to the scene where we actually have an Oreo with us tonight. Cats be praised. Oreo is with us for the moment. He may decide to get up and leave very soon, so appreciate him whilst you can. Let's start off with Ella Hoof. Thank you so much. Coming straight in with your Prime for 8 months. Thank you so much for your support. That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. Bullseye, Genie, Saigon Paul, Talkman, Pavlo, Genie, Monkey D. Luffy, Digital Quinn, Talkman, and excuse me, and Will. Good evening, one and all. How are you all? I love Samadan students can join in, but really looking forward to this one because it's the Wowhead one. Yes, Saigon Paul, and you are a guest star in it this week with your part 5. We'll get to that once it goes live and everything else in sort of another hour's time, roughly. So we've got things to do there. Hi, Paul. Radio Jammer, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely weekend so far. We got, well, we've got a few things to do. Obviously, the Wowhead blog to talk about and all those sort of things to talk about. We've got our continuing journey on the legendary market at the moment. I got no idea if I've sold anything since the last stream we did on Thursday. I did relist everything up earlier this morning, but I wasn't really paying attention as to what I actually put on there. So I'm going to have a look at that, probably see if there's been any sales first, I would say, and then run through my other characters. Oh wow, okay. This is since this afternoon rather. So we've got Applesauce, lots of enchants, Elemental Force, Palatable Feast, Tenets of Mastery, some more Tenebrous Crown Roast, Hidden Satyr for 1500, Lightless Silk Pouch for 1100, and a Pink Party Hat. Okay, that's nice. 13,000 gold. That's going to start getting me back up from my vast expenditure over the past few days. So that's a little bit of softening of the blow, should we say, for the moment. I'm going to have to obviously restock on those as well. I mean, looking at my graph, it's very much a very big decline at the moment. We'll have a look and see if we can start inching this back up. I'm not expecting a huge amount, but I'm going to carry on making things and trying to sell them as much as possible. Things I want to check on, things will be like, now if I filter out and we just go tailoring, we should be able to see what we've got rank 4 on at the moment. So we have some Grim-Veiled Spolders, but it doesn't look like we have any Grim-Veiled capes. I'll have to check if we've got any over on Hellfire and see if we need to do anything there. I might have to send those back actually. I've got a whole load on Hellfire. I'll send those back. Let's do that first whilst excuse me, whilst I remember. There we are. What did I buy? I bought a lot of Arboreal Shards, is the main problem here. We started our journey a little bit further into the legendary market, so we've got rank 4 on Cloak and Shoulders. We've still got all the other things to go through, and we've still got leatherworking to work on as well, so there's a lot to do here. Rook Jackson, good afternoon, and hi from Canada. Lovely to have you here. You don't know what to sell right now. Anything you can make that people are buying would be the broad answer to that, certainly. Let's have a look what we've got here. I think some of this probably expired, didn't it? Yes, it did. So let's just get rid of... Let's grab these. I'm going to send these back to Samadan. I think that's easier just to keep the stock on the same character. We've got 10 of those at 190, 10 at 210, and then the 225 ones there. I'll just send all of these over to someone. That's going to use up a lot of my space though. This is going to be my other issue. Going through all of these. Let's go through that, post that on. And another couple there to Samadan. I'll send those. Okay, those can go back. There we are. Just got a knockoff Blingtron pet. Wow, very nice. That is a very nice surprise. Congratulations, Genie. That is brilliant. Level 50 gears selling right now, definitely. Plus also the 168 gear I imagine would be pretty good as well. 10 to 15 sets a week, 400% profit, so like 20 to 30k gold, but it's nice, very much so. It's a good steady seller, that one. reminds me I need to do more on Samadan, because I've been remiss in what I can do on that front with the tailoring side of things. Not usually it's a huge upgrade in profits for the tailoring, but definitely it's worth adding it to your list as well. You need it too. Fantastic. And Drosalia, good afternoon to you. Excuse me. It's every time I eat and then I go and stream, I seem to get a tickly cough. I think it's a lack of digestion. Humble, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. Before I jump back to Samadan, though, I'm going to just run through my other characters and get their auctions on. Oh yes, we started with... Oh, that's a nice sword. Like a rapier. We're just going through, and we'll list our auctions on and everything else. Welcome back, Second Ball. How's your coffee? Rarity tells me you have over 500 attempts on the knockoff Blingtron. I think I had like 300 to 400 before you reset your add-on too. So your brother has an engineer who checks every now and then. Wow. Okay. I haven't got... what's the add-on called? Rarity. I haven't got that. I daren't look for things like that. I saw how much it's taken Kuhn to start collecting recipes, and I'm going to get very worried looking out for that kind of stuff. Goalkeeper, good evening to you. Oh, look, Oreo's gone to get some food. He might want to disappear afterwards, so brief whilst he's here. Oh, we've got some callings going on as well. We need to have a look at these. We'll deal with those in a moment. We need to step outside if we can easily. Now, I'm assuming up the stairs is probably the best bet. Or is there somewhere inside that we can actually mount up, I wonder? If I was wanting to, I would want to go out here maybe. Is there a way you can do it from out here perhaps? That's going to be... that's going to be a... Well, what's that down there? Something there. Something Oreo's missing from camera. Yes. I'm not sure that's the route I want to go. I want to basically just pop outside somewhere to mount up. But I'm not familiar with what's the easiest and quickest way here. So I would guess, try all things challenge, 12 classes are really a lot of work. Just stick to leveling them all. Recipe transfer, mount connecting. Yeah, exactly. Take it easy, I would say. Take your time. So nothing here, and then that's the downstairs section. So I guess just running up the stairs is going to be my best option here. Not very easy being inside. We'll just have a look, see what we can do here. Let's jump outside. How much I have to pay so I can take it easy? There's no payment requirement. You just need to sit back and relax a little bit. Right, there we are. And then no actual mailbox or anything available outside. It's all inside. So that's a little bit annoying. Yeah. The flight path top of Sinful. Okay, let's have a look. Where's this one? The one to the south, I guess, or over here. Let's go over this way. Let's mount on up. Thank you, Intrepid Muffet. Need a nag. That's not what I want. Stable hand. No, we'll leave that. So we're going to head south, I think. See if we can got something there. There's one just down below, I believe it is. Yeah, there's the mailbox. Right, yeah, let's head down this way. There's the mailbox. We're right on top of it, are we? There's the innkeeper, there's the mailbox. Oh, it looks a nice mailbox actually. I like the look of that one. Okay, we'll go for that one. And Delphana going for a full screen Oreo. As he's back, definitely. Take it whilst you can.
How kind
screen.
of you.
There we go. How kind of you, Jack. Thank you so much. Haven't seen Oreo in ages. There he is. Let's see if I can just camera. That's as close as I can get to it at the moment. But there he is, all in all his glory, having a bit of a groom. Good evening, Jack. Lovely to have you here. I started having all thinking, want to rep guide multiple alts all the time. Yeah, that's the problem, actually. Definitely. But thank you, Jack. That's 2 years. Thank you so much for your support, Jack. That is absolutely wonderful. That's wonderful. Way too many other things to think about. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do in the game, so you really do have to focus your time, certainly. But there's the Floof King himself. You're almost at gold cap on your first character, and with auctions for 6 million gold, you're starting to plan out how to do on the next chapter. Fantastic goalkeeper, Martin. Yeah, what's next? What's making you your almost gold cap is first start, and then see if you can replicate that either on another server or with other characters, and keep on going. Yeah, he's having a little dainty groom at the moment. Right, I'll pop that as redeemed for the moment. There we go. We can hopefully come back to him. Let's go back. Oh, there we go. He's moved off to the side a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Careful camera placement got us there, just about. Yeah, he's got very big furry paws. Right, let's have a look. Let's start with our auctions. List a few things on. Get rid of the expires. And what else have we got here? So everything's just expired. We need to restock on things. Talking of the, that was it. 168 gear. We had just gotten the end of last stream. We managed to get our Crafters Mark II, so we can now start making 168 gear on Earthen. So that's going to be good. Probably have a look at that now, actually, whilst we're here. 168 and the level 50 stuff would be good here at this point. So we probably need to make one of each, I imagine. Whether it's stats at this point, probably not, I would say. Let's have a look. We may have to buy a few things to get this as well, so let's have a look. It's going to be now with the catch-up gear. I did think that initially, Jack, but then I cast my mind back thinking about the benthic gear. The things that the catch-up gear has against it is currently it's just random. It's random gear. You don't know what slot you're going to get, and Stygia will be a finite resource. That said, a lot of people will just throw money at things because it's often quite the easiest way to go forward, and you can grab your whatever Crafters Mark III gear you can, as long as the price is reasonable enough. So I think you should be all right. Students booking the next chapter on the same server. When he's done in 20 to 20 months, you're planning to do it on a totally different server. Oh, fantastic! I haven't read Students' book, but I guarantee it's probably full of a lot of very good advice. Definitely. Derail the Make Crafting Property series before you write part 6. Too many people are asking why use max in your modified default material cost method. I need to write a deep dive on that topic. Yes, I think. I mean, I myself, I don't use max, and I can understand why people wouldn't want to use max because of like a sort of a mental point of view. Yeah. Using that for disenchanting. Many won't want to farm Stygia, really. Yeah, if they've got a fair amount left, then they might use it, certainly. But it depends. Yeah, I'd rather buy the gear. I think we're still going to get a market for it. Yeah, the Crafters Mark III gear, I think will be okay. I'm not too concerned at this point. Right. So, with our speaking of Crafters Marks, let's have a look at this. What do we want to make? We can make some Crafters Mark II. We need heavy callus hide. Now this is a problem. Crafter's Mark II on a leather worker is really expensive. I forgot about this. Now I have skinning. I could drop skinning and take up tailoring, which would give me a very cheap Crafter's Mark II. It all depends on the profit margins of the 168 leather gear. Okay, so a Crafter's Mark II isn't giving me a crafting cost. Why don't we have a mat? We need a mat cost on... That's got a mat cost. The curing salt doesn't have a mat cost, probably because of a game update, I imagine. Any vendor, I imagine, should help just fix that, hopefully. Let's have a look. Dual crafting, does Crafter's Mark II is good as well? Yep, that's a good one. We do have that on Bridget. Again, obviously we have tailoring on Samadan as well. Or simply a make crafting profitable deep dive on Max. Yeah, I mean that would be a nice little sort of focus point, certainly. Leatherworking, blacksmithing, tailoring and dual crafting. Yes, those are the main ones, Jeannie. The only ones, in fact. Right, so let's try that again. Does TSM now have... We might have to find somewhere that sells curing salt, because I don't have the vendor mat price for this. Penumbra Thread has one. Heavy callous hide. Let's just make one up. Reports, materials, curing salt. Vendor sell is 2 gold 25. How much is the vendor buy? Curing salt. Would have to go visit someone. You know what? It's probably easier just to go and visit someone for this and get TSM to update, and then we'll go from there. Actually, Samadan's probably the best one for this. Isn't this one of the 7.7 gold 20 ones, like the Penumbra Thread? Let me have a look. Wow, curing salt. Check it on Wowhead. Sell price 2 gold 25 according to that. That sounds... I'm not sure if that's right. I'm gonna have to visit a vendor to just actually look at this in all its assuredness, with all its accuracy is the word I'm thinking of. We'll go with that one. Tunes and blacksmith dual crafting, so I only need 2 tunes. Yeah, got to grind the rep. I mean, I would think, yeah. How do you think, do it easy on 3? Yeah, doing things daily is the trick, definitely, Jeannie. Yeah, I've got to think of the same sort of things myself here. I mean, obviously dropping skinning's not without its pain points, because skinning in Legion does take a while, certainly. But that said, right, let's round the corner here. Working techniques, right. Curing salt is okay, so it is the 9 gold one. So effectively, I would need to buy this from Samadan for 7 gold 20. I believe my price would be here. So I'm going to have to jump back. Let me just check actually who's got somewhere. We have Earthen has apparently 960 curing salt. We do. It's just we didn't have a price for it. Okay, so now we have a mat cost for that is telling me 9 gold, but I really want to change that to my mat cost of 7 gold 20. So let's go into our leatherworking and adjust that, because Samadan does the buying of these anyway. So we'll adjust this to just a manual 7 gold 20 silver. Save that for the moment. Then when we go and look at our Crafter's Mark II, which is what we want to look at, here we go. Now we have a price for it, 671 gold. Ouch. That comes from the 1 heavy callous hide, heavy desolate leather, heavy callous hide currently at 500, 600 gold. So then, okay, if we're thinking a good 600-700 markup, on our 168 gear. Let's go have a look, see if this is worthwhile. Obviously we're eating into our profit margins here, which is the thing to watch out for. There was a ping there on my Windows ping, I've got no idea what it was. Have to keep an eye out for what that was. Brutosaur, let's have a look. And let's go. So this is, what's the name of the stuff that we want to make here? It's the shade bound. Is all the stuff we can make here. Currently not a huge profit margin there. Let's check here. So let's go browse, search, shade bound. $151.87 shade bound Greaves, 168 gear. Let's sort it by eye level. That's not really helping me there. 168, 2,900. Christopher Sachs, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. We're just looking at 168 gear here. Now, this cost me, crafting cost is 790. Add another 700 gold for the crafter's mark. We've still got a profit margin there. Let's have a look at some of these other ones. The helm 168 starts at 2,900. So again, that's okay. The arm guards 168, 4,000. Okay, we're looking okay for prices so far. 168 gear is okay here. I mean, yes, if we mixed up dual crafting and leatherworking, or blacksmith and dual crafting would be a nice pair, certainly. You held on to your first million gold, currently at 1.3 million. Oh, fantastic. Well, congratulations on your first million, first and foremost. That's an awesome achievement in its own right. So congratulations. Good evening, Bonebreaker. I hope you're doing well. It's, wow, 163 and 232. That's expensive. It really is expensive. The US one's going up a fair amount, isn't it? Okay, let's look at this. 168 gear. Okay, that's looking okay. 168, okay. So it looks like the 168 gear is okay in terms of price margins here. It would be nice to make it a little bit higher. Adolin, thank you so much for the follow. So, let's go through all of these. I'm going to make probably one each of these. Good evening, Vallegro. Here for a short stop, 90 minutes, no problem. Love to have you here in whatever capacity. Yeah. So, the sale is starting in 2 days for the TBC stuff. Oh, for the services, Jack. Yes, it could be that. So that's going to go off even more, isn't it? Those greaves are really cheap. 100 gold. You could probably disenchant. Oh no, disenchant value is 109. So it's close. You could probably quite easily buy up those and disenchant those at 100 gold into sacred shards and a little bit of soul dust. That's not a bad idea. A bit of a digression. It means that our greaves here are a potential. You know what, I'm going to take those whilst they're here. 100 gold per item is pretty easy. Now I don't want to confuse myself with those ones. I'm going to get those and take them out of the mailbox now and send those to Samadan. Otherwise I'm going to forget who's got what and we're going to be in a terrible mess because we need to make up some new groups for this. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to send it straight on over to Samadan. Clear those out of my bags. And then we need a set of 168 gear, in which case we need to get ourselves some more crafter's marks first and foremost. We can make, where's the crafter's marks? Crafter's mark 2, I can make 14 of them. Desolate leather, callous hide and penumbra thread. So let's have a look. Oh no, it's this one, callous hide and curing salt. We can make 14 of. So let's make How many will we need? Maybe 10. Let's craft those first. The latest follower scares you. Which one was that? The work one. So yeah, this is not the most cost-effective way of making Crafters Mark II, but as it's within our profit margins for now, I would consider dropping skinning, but I do like having it on my leatherworker. Oh, Adolin. Oh, right. Okay, bit spooky. Oh, right. I see. Sorry about that, Jeannie. Let's go through. We've made those, so we need to now make shader. Oh, there we go. There's the raid sound. First initiation of the raid sound. Thank you, Bacon Bits, first and foremost. Thank you, Jack, for doing the shout out. Oracle the White, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream, Bacon Bits? Lovely to have you here. Welcome, everyone, from Bacon Bits' streams. How are the doggos? Want to share two things as you came in with the raid. How are you, Darkwing? Lovely to have you all here. Post cap round up DB region sold per day. Okay, that could be interesting. Back in classic. Oh, fantastic. Leveling up a mage for TVC. How's the mage play? Is it very much like a glass cannon? I know leveling my priest was at times particularly tricky. I'm still only level 37, I think, at the moment, so still got a long way to go. You like having the marks and the relics in their own group. The marks are behind pickup to have no profit, but it allows TSM to prompt me whichever one of your ults can make them the cheapest. That's actually not a bad idea. You can at least look at those for the relics, certainly. And Ruger, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you. So much eating and drinking between pools here. Hit 26 today. Oh, congratulations, Bacon Bits. That's brilliant. You'll be overtaking me in no time. Yeah, that's the main thing. Is and I found using my wand was pretty good. More than welcome, Ruger. You have a 60 warrior that you need to transfer once that opens up again. Oh, okay, fantastic. And your restock crafting is number of soul per day 50-75. If greater than DB region soul per day 10-20. If greater than DB region soul per day 251. That's interesting. Is there something missing in your minimum one? Is there another if statement in there that's missing, perhaps? Works like clockwork. Fantastic, Aurora. Thank you for sharing that one, certainly. I can't quite follow them myself, but they do look like they could be interesting ones, definitely. You're going to TBC fresh level 1. Don't want to pay to get in. That's fair enough, Oracle the White. I mean, obviously, if you've been playing Classic, you can just literally just carry on from Classic straight on through. In the minimum, like a minimum fan. Now it's getting confusing, definitely. If anyone wants to pick that apart, certainly. Oh, I forgot also, we've got Shadow Scale as well as Shadebound. There's the second side to this coin, Shadow Scale gear. So we need some more Crafter's Mark, certainly. Let's make another 4 of those. This is the minimum. Okay, it is got a if greater than. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, now that reads. Last one's good. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Warrior, for sharing those. And Neville, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. So if I can make now, looking at these, I didn't check the price on shadow scale. Let's check that. Let's go browse shadow scale. So we're looking at the item level 168 gear here, 2,600, 2,600. Okay, so these seem okay at the moment. 2,200 is getting a little bit closer. Crafting cost is 181 on those. So we have to make a set of these and a set of those. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let's use the standard interface. It's actually easier for this at this point. Even though I'm using TSM 4.11 alpha, we don't have the optional reagents very easily applicable in crafting operations yet, but I can do something with them afterwards anyway. So set the item level, Crafter's Mark 2, and now we're missing a whole load of heavy callous hide. Let's have a look at that. Let's check in on that. So run a shopping scan. Callous hide is currently at 55, times that by 10 for heavy callous hide, 550. My heavy callous hide is telling you a mat cost of 599. Okay, so we can afford to buy some of these just straight up, I think. My callous hide price is 76. Wow, okay, that's a big difference. That has gone down a little bit. I've got a little bit in the bank. Let's grab some of this heavy whilst we're here. How much gold have we got? 87,000. Ravenhill, thank you so much for the follow. So let's get, say, 10, 20, let's get 50, 27,000.
How kind of you.
Natty 2404 just subscribed.
Thank you, Natty, that is amazing. 15 months, that is absolutely brilliant. I'm not sure if that actually bought just yet. Now, hold on, let me try that again. 50. There we go, that worked. Okay. Thank you so much, Natty. That is absolutely brilliant. 15 months is a huge amount. Thank you very much indeed. There we are. Okay, so now we can make a number of these. So heavy callous hide we've got plenty of. Heavy desolate leather we've got plenty of. So let's go through one each of everything. Leggings. No, we're not going to wear these. Hold on. Pauldrons. Vest. Now I may have to make another crafter's mark for this at some point, maybe. Let's just create the full set. Shade bound. And treads. There we go. Oh, one more. The arm guards. So we're gonna have to make probably a couple more crafters marks 2, I think, just to fill in that gap there. Very fast. And then shadow scale is the next lot here. Let's go through and make these. So shadow scale, create those. Francisco the Mage, good evening. It's going very well at the moment, thank you very much. I farm mostly for my callous hides and heavy. I farm them on the auction house. I do most of my stuff buying, simply because I don't tend to take the time out to farm. If I was going to be doing farming for my skinning and stuff, I'd probably be heading over to Bados and Bastion, depending on how many people are over there doing that. That little farm, that's the one I do know of, and you can get some decent stuff that way, certainly. And we could take that, crafter's mark. Let's create these at least. Can be Summer, good afternoon, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. We've still got Oreo with us. We are honoured today. And this one, and that last one. Okay, so that is everything. So now with TSM 4.11 we can at least do something with our group here. And do something quite nice, cause with, okay, let's have a look. Leatherworking, shade, shadow, leather. We've just got selling, and that's got basically specific items in there, which is probably not going to do me any good now. So I'm going to get rid of these two groups. And then I'm going to make a couple of subgroups out of this. So let's, operations wise, doesn't have a crafting operation, doesn't have a crafting operation on this. So let's call this one leather. Actually, we probably don't need to. Shade Shadow 168 we'll call this. Is probably a better name for this. Because we're not bothering with the lower stuff now. We're just going to scrap that. I know I've got some on the auction house at the moment, but we'll stick with that. Although it's quite nice that we've got that leather and the Desolate. Kind of works, maybe. I might have to think about how I reorganise this. So leather-wise, what we're going to do here is we've got three options now. With TSM 4.11, you can do specific item, item level, and base item. So what we want here is the item level. So anything that is item level 168 wants to go in here. Now none of this is showing at the moment, all the stuff we did make. These are in here, so we'll probably have to do a slash reload, I imagine. Let's fix this one up. Thank you, Darkwing. Oreo coffee, Oreo Peditat, poor food contest. Full picture of wine house starts at 1, which is linked. Yeah, there's a good series that definitely. We talk about part 5 in the Wowhead blog later once that goes live. So yeah, we're not going to wear these because that's going to confuse things. So we'll go here now. Let's go leather, not specific item, item level. So shade bound. So this is just taking item level, it's ignoring any other stats. So we can take all of this lot, that's all 168, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll take all of that by item level, and all the male stuff, just double check, oh there's something there, it's 151. So you can miss out on something like that. That's 168. And 168. Is that one? It's not soulbound, is it? Add those in. And then let's make a auctioning operation for the two of those. Let's look at. Let's take crafting plus 700 gold as our base here. So let's make a new thing. Probably. Sell crafting plus 1,000 is probably not too bad actually. Let's have a look at this operations in a bit more detail. This might work for our purposes. 12 hours, 110% crafting plus 250. That's not quite enough. We want 1,000 here. Really, it should be 700. So let's make a new one and rename this one. Sell crafting plus 700 gold, which is the price of our crafter's mark at the moment. Thank you so much, Francisco, for the follow. Lovely to have you here. I knew about the state of 4.11 and a closer soon TM. I would love to, definitely. Commander Bond and Kitty Sprinkles, good evening to you both as well. Lovely to have you here. Let's take 700 gold there. So, sell crafting, 500% crafting plus, let's call that 2,000 gold. And 200% crafting plus 1,000 for a normal price, that will do. We're looking mainly at the minimum price here. 12 and 5 should be fine. I'll do another slash reload just in case. Switch the sound after 5 follows. Ah, right, okay. It's. I wonder how it works. The randomness. If you're trying to add the mark, you could do 110% crafting plus crafting of the mark, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the item ID of the mark. That's not a bad idea. The problem is my crafting value for the mark is different according to different characters as well. But for now, I'll stick with the fixed amount. That should work me for now. Let's have a look, auctioning wise. Run a post scan. So now we're going shadow scale, shade bound. All looking at fairly reasonable prices. The waistguard's the cheapest there. Crafting cost is 181, so that's still way high. That's actually posting. Oh, some of these are above max price actually. Interesting. Okay, so let's just adjust these. We might as well match. I mean, there's no point driving the prices down on these. So let's go auctioning plus 700. Let's just adjust this max a little bit. So that was 500% crafting plus 2,000. Let's up that to 3,000 and see what we get there. 29. That's above max still. And why is that not registered? Max was 1907. Min is that is using. That is 168. Okay, let's have a look at this. Min is 449. That doesn't seem right because my crafting cost is 181. And is Shadow 168 male? Let's just check this. We maybe have got the wrong in. I know what we've done. We've got the wrong operation assigned to this, to the group. If we go back to this is probably using the plus 1,000 one. It is. So let's just drop that and use that one. That should work. There we go. Now we have a reason for it. There we go. And that's looking much nicer. Been saving the mats to create the base item level for your second legendary upgrade to 235. Do you think you're better off selling all those mats and just buying the item? It's difficult to say without seeing your server prices, really. You now know all 16 of the soundbox numbers. Fantastic. So, are you crafting the legendary yourself? How much gold are you short, really? And how much more would it cost you? People keep spiking the price of old mats. Yeah, that is also a problem, yeah. You don't craft. This is, you have to ask someone. For your second legendary upgrade to 235, do you think it's better off selling off all those mats and just buying the item? It depends. If the someone you're asking can do you a good deal with you providing them the mats, then maybe. I have Amazon Prime already. Can you use your existing account to support me? If you have Prime already, yes. Yeah, I think it's down to what the crafters are charging you, is what I'd look at there. So that's a full set of shade bound and shadow scale is going on. This is a good start. Now we need to think about the item level 87 gear, because I haven't looked at that either for a while. So we'll just filter that out by the item level 87 gear. So we've just got pauldrons and greaves. So we need to make a full set of that as well. So going back to our leatherworking, this is for the novice crafter's mark to set things down to item level 87. We can make probably, let's make a full set of both of those, which is probably 14. Probably don't need that many, but we'll make them anyway. How many have I got on me at the moment? I've got 8 at the moment, so that should be enough for now. Okay, let's go with this. You're on Hyjal Alliance. US male shoulders. It's only showing to sign up to Prime, which we already have. You'll figure it out. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. It should normally just connect through. I think you have to have the accounts connected, maybe. Right, with all of those made, let's go the bottom end of the market, the item level 87 gear, with the novice crafter's marks. Let's create one each of these. I know I've already got some of these, but extra ones are really useful at this point, certainly. So let's create those and that. Admarku, good evening to you. Thanks for what you do in the community. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. It's lovely to have you here. Let's go with that one. I'm just making novice crafter's mark stuff at the moment, which is all good stuff. The helmet's 54, so let's drop that down. Gauntlets are 54, let's do that. It's the waistguard and the treads that are... Oh no, that is 52 actually. That surprises me. It's the treads. 50, there we go. Is it because I've got these here? If I remove that of the favourite, then I can see them there, and that will remind me. And then we'll do the other side, scale, and we'll do these as well. There we go. Thank you, Jack, for doing the work. You'll get a good deal from us, certainly, if anyone's around. That is very true. It's the real global chat. Let's go through vest, create one of those. Oh, it's crafter's mark. Gauntlets. Hopefully my group should be set up for all of this already. I kind of fiddled around with them a fair amount over time. Was the waistguard? It was 52. Arm guards are 50. Treads are 50, so you ignore those last two. So according to those should be in a group already. Let's check. Leather. That's not correct. That's Desolate leather. Let's clear... Yeah, we need to clear this out a little bit. Desolate leather, level 87. Let's get rid of that one. Confirm that. Then we're going to do a / reload. Get that going through as well. Oh, we might have dropped a few frames. Not sure why. Yeah. Tormathos, good evening to you. No new updates on the economy updates. It will be popping up in a few minutes, as Jack said. Yeah, it was a great podcast. We'll talk about that in a moment once we get to the blog. But I'll carry on with my crafting for now. Okay, we'll go TSM. We'll go TSM and then groups and go. So the Desolate, we're just going to do leather and scale. Now these are split again, so Desolate 87 is going to be these, and then we'll make a couple of subgroups, leather, and we'll make another one male. There we go. And this is going to be, instead of a specific item, this is going to be by item level. We'll take those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all item level 87. Add those in, and the waistguard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's male there. That by item level. So we'll grab those and add those in. So there we have Desolate, Shade, Shadow. I could probably put these in different... I mean, these going leather and male, probably could do with having the groups called 87 or something like that. That should be easier, or something like that. Not that old, certainly. Is the best. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Just 18. It's the beard that throws people off. So with those on, Desolate Leather, Operations, Auctioning Operation, we're going to add more to this. We're going to try the Cell Crafting plus 1,000. That's not really plus 1,000 though, because it does go down to 250. So it's a bit misleading, that one. We should really be crafting plus 250 if we were going to rename this. 250 gold, really. And let's have a look now. So we'll probably have to do a slash reload on this again, just because we're dealing with item level stuff, and TSM can be, especially as it's alpha, can be a bit tricky with this. You have to watch out for those kind of things, certainly. Alright, let's go through there, and now let's try that with an auctioning operation. So this is the Desolate stuff going through. Waste guard. See, there's not a huge amount on these, but crafting cost is negligible, really. Less than 100 gold. So with the Novice Crafter's Mark, which isn't a lot either, that is all going on. It's the gauntlets that no one else has got on at the moment. So we've managed to push that up to 1,000. Everything else undercutting the competition on those. So that should be come up, show yourself. We want 4.11. I want to have crafting operations that can put crafters' marks on them. That's what I really want to have. That would really make this easier, rather than having to use the standard interface. 351 CP Wilder, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. We're going through just well, that's all my leatherworking. Those core things are restocked on. I think I've got a few spare bits in my bags. I probably need to either learn or shadow scale vest. We can probably just go and disenchant that one, so I'll send that over to Samadan. We don't need the 151 gear now. We're ignoring that. And 151, that one's soul bound. That's 155, I've already got something better, so we'll take that and we'll send that over, and then we'll sell a couple of those things that we don't need because they're soul bound. So that's the wall glaives, we've got upgrades to those, the BOE stuff. See, that should be on, that's got a nice sale price, that one. Why hasn't that one gone on? Probably because of an item number change or something like that. Let's try having a look at our groups here. Let's go all the way down to transmog stuff. Not specific item, base item. So we got the shoulders, Gorehound Fang shoulders. Isn't in my list here, so let's pop that in. And there was something else here, the dagger. That looked quite interesting. 1,300 for a sockeye dagger. Let's add that one in as well. There we go. And then we can probably just do a post scan of those. Yeah, those two. Undercutting competition and posting at normal price. There we go. Okay. Comfort TPC Classic. I haven't heard from Gumdrops. I'm not sure what's happening. I mean, usually I think with the start of something like that, I'm sure they'll make sure that it's working as best they can. Certainly, yeah. Haven't seen him stream in ages. He was tempted to come back a while ago. I hope we can. It's probably not with Goldmaking though. It'll probably be something like Shop Titans or something like that. But we're lovely to see Gumdrop streaming in whatever form, certainly. So we're done with that, with Earthen. I think it's probably, I tell you what we could do. We could make a whole load of braces whilst the Wowhead blog is on. Is that actually gone live yet? Let me just double check that first. literally has just gone live, so that's perfect timing. So what I'm going to do is, now if I've got this set up correctly, what we can do is we have a mailing operation to send the armed guards to Samadan, and then what we can do is we move this over to this side. How many can we make? 72. Right, so what we're going to do is we bring up our leather working on TSM here, and we're going to make Desolate leather arm guards. I can make a lot of these, so I'm going to make how many am I going to need? Let's make 400. And obviously that's more than I've got in my bag space. I've only got 72 bag space, and so once I fill up that bag space, because it's not BFA, it won't carry on making them and mail them to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit craft on here, set those off going, and then I'm going to hold shift, and I will send them over and then do it automatically every minute. So I'll hold shift and click auto resend. So let me just check to see this is working. We've got our bags down here, so I'm just going to move those down here so we can see this working at the same time. We can see that crafting. Close this window down, minimize that so we can see stuff going on. So then every minute TSM should post this lot over. Let's just check. That way we can send the full 400 over whilst that works. Let's have a look. Just waiting for it to happen first. It's a long minute, definitely. Okay. There we go. There we go. And it's sent those over, and it's carrying on crafting, so I can leave that in the background. So I'll make 400 and send them over to Samadan. Meanwhile, whilst that's happening, I'll set up the command for the Wowhead blog. Get that one working. Edit that. There we go. That's that. Go back here. Grab that. Grab that. Is that only in alpha? Can we get it? No, this is in 4.10 version of TSM as well. You can set this up at the moment. Or yes and no, Darkwing. I mean the auto resend stuff. I'm sure that's part of the regular TSM, isn't it? Let's do Wowhead. I know I did a video on it years ago. Definitely. So it's been around since TSM 3, definitely. There we go. I feel like it beat me to it. There we go. So let's jump this on, and we can have a look and start talking all things Wowhead. Let's go there, move that over there, so we can see that. And I'll move that so we can see that. I just want to see my crafting still in the window there as well. So it's like a mini window at the moment. There we are. The mailing is broken. Oh really? Okay, well hopefully it'll be, if it's, well, it certainly seems to be working at the moment, so I'm going with that for the moment. Fingers crossed it'll work for everyone else. So this week, interesting week. We have, obviously, Burning Crusade is starting. That's going to be very interesting. Going to be interested to see how much of an impact it makes on retail. You don't mail off, and what's broken about it? I haven't got I haven't used 4.10 in a while, so I'm not sure exactly. But I use the mailing all the time, certainly, and didn't have an issue with it in 4.10. It won't send your mails a lot of the time. Is that down to the whole sort thing, Darkwing? That's the one I'm thinking about. You know, you can fix that by clicking the Blizzard sort one. If it doesn't mail stuff, that fixes it. Obviously this is in Addy bags, but whichever bag add-on you've got open, it doesn't matter. That fixes that bug. Manual mailing is broken as well. It's something I know I had a problem with the recent items. If that's of any help. But you click the clean bags and it'll work. Not sort. It's the other thing I'm thinking of. Reset new items. Whichever way, I think that does fix it. Yeah, oh, not wanting to sort your bags, I can see. But you don't have the bug with postal, so that's fair enough, yeah. Well, hopefully they've still got it on their list, Darkwing. All we can do is just keep on prodding them, and hopefully it will come in, certainly. You know, council cans of BOEs that have been added to groups via eye level triggers an error and doesn't work. Oh, right, okay, I haven't tried council scans with these yet, certainly. They're all workarounds, yeah, they are workarounds to something that's kind of broken already. I get your point, certainly, Darkwing, definitely. Right, so let's talk about the blog. So we've got Burning Crusade, we've got a nice milling calculator add-on, a bit of a discussion about bots, very interesting, and then Saigon Paul's article on making crafting profitable, part 5. So let's talk about Burning Crusade Classics. Obviously, the big thing at the moment is obviously the auction house in Classic is currently closed until they next reset. That's an interesting one. So basically, this is to make way for the services of being able to split your character or keep one character in Classic and keep one in Burning Crusade when you go on over. So I can understand why they've done that. The interesting thing, though, not having access to the auction house, I wonder what's happening in trade chat during this time. People are obviously probably getting very excited for Burning Crusade coming out with the pre-patch coming through. So it's going to be 2 weeks of lots of fun of people selling things of all sorts. I mean, you'll be able to get some netherweave cloth in those early couple of weeks, killing stuff in Deadwind Pass, I believe. But there's another interesting discussion here was about profession bundles. Now, this is a thing that's been around a long time. You know, it was there sort of Classic and Burning Crusade up until probably Walls of Draenor. I think where this tended to fizzle out. Yeah, trade chat is actually spamming with actual trade now. Can you imagine? It's brilliant. Finally got your baby 8-pet. I was driving you bananas. Congratulations, Neville. That's fantastic. It's actually being used for trading. Yeah, that's brilliant, Kitty Sprinkles. That's what I like to see, basically. Obviously, getting rid of the auction house completely would be a bad idea overall, but that's nice. And this was an idea for profession bundles, was basically for those that are looking to level up their profession, is to get all the bits and pieces required in a little mini guide in a text document or whatever, and you can send people a package of gear that they can then use to level up their professions. So it could be quite interesting. Now would be a perfect time to try that kind of thing. Someone mentioned they got friend bought an alchemy pack for 199 gold last time. What servers are you on if no want to sell spam? Yeah, I'm on Mirage Raceway. If anyone wants to join me over on Classic, I haven't logged up logged on in a while, but I would like to definitely jump in once Burning Crusade comes through. Oh, I missed something earlier as well. Where was that? I saw it pop in out of the corner of my eye, and Silent Crits, that was it. I'm going to be doing gold guides for Burning Crusade. I won't necessarily focus on those, but if I come up with any interesting things in my own journey through it, then I'm definitely going to make some stuff and put it on YouTube. I'd like to share some groups as well over on Patreon as well once I've got myself set up on that. I really haven't been able to give Classic the love it deserves, really. I've simply had to been very specific with my time at the moment. It's been a lot of juggling over IRL stuff as well as WoW stuff. So for me, it's one of those things I would love to be able to do some, obviously. That's for advertising boosting services. Not at the moment, certainly. It's used for trade, which is lovely to see. Really nice. If you are looking to level your professions on the Burning Crusade or in Classic, there's obviously some really good guides here on Wowhead. Also, WoW Professions has got some great ones, but don't forget also goldgoblin.net. I know it's mainly a German website, but he does have English versions of the profession guides for Classic and Burning Crusade, and they're really well laid out, so those are well worth a mention as well. I hope the juggling's going well. It's good, thank you, Kambi-sama. I got a almost confirmation on some more work that will see me through the end of May and into June, so that's a big relief. And then my daughter's churning through her exams and assessments and things, so we've got a lot going on, but it's hopefully going to ease off, certainly. I know, Vallegra. It's tough trying to get any sort of time at the moment. Yeah, they're really good. I mean, Jack pointed these out to me earlier, and they are a really good read. And then there's another thing. Jay Hammond has come up with a nice video and guide of things to hold on to whilst leveling in Burning Crusade Classic. So it's a nice little video going through a few sort of different items, things, Ravager Flesh, Cleft Hoof Meat, Orc Flesh, things just to maybe keep to the side and sell because they're going to be useful. And you can sell rune cloth in pre-patch. Rune cloth and netherweave cloth are going to be needed for everyone to level their first aid, so those are worth looking into as well. And then the motes of earth, primal fire schematic, engineering stuff there, tailoring, obviously rune cloth, netherweave cloth is going to be a big one. Definitely. So there's lots of interesting stuff to get into with Burning Crusade. We'll do some more in-depth look into Burning Crusade bits and pieces as time goes on, certainly. But for now, let's carry on with the blog, which we'll move over to retail for this next bit, which is a nice add-on made by Terrible Antelope. Nice little one that gives you a nice list. It taps into TSM and gives you a list of milling values. It's a milling calculator here on CurseForge, and it gives you a list here of the TSM price. You can set it to like DB min buyout or DB market or whatever, and it will give you a list of the milling values of each. Well, this is the value. This is the cost of each of the herbs, and then the pigments and inks here, and then the price of the Tome of the Still Mind and the Vantus runes, and then the pigments. It tells you which is the cheapest and what source you can get it from. So luminous pigment source here, Death Blossom, and for me here, the luminous ink itself was by the luminous ink. So it's a nice little thing. And then there's a calculator one here where you click on that and you put in how many Tomes of the Still Mind you want to make, and it will tell you how much and what and where to get them from. You gave me some feedback on making the milling data dynamic, so based on your own milling. That could be interesting, definitely, Jack. So then you can sort of, yeah, it's a lot so far. There's a lot to it. I could see this. I mean, someone also suggested glyphs as well would be really nice. Working out where's the best place to get your herbs from for glyphs. Just a nice, concise little information page, because milling is one of those tricky ones. Trying to find out what's the cheapest way. It's the same as prospecting with jewel crafting as well. That can be a pain to work things out. If they did a version of this for prospecting, that'd be great. Yeah, and you can change the TSM sources for it, certainly. So I would definitely recommend having a look at that one if you have a scribe. It's worth a look at. Now, my next topic, this was a big one. We'll start off with problems with bots. Overall, quite a controversial topic, obviously. Blizzard have battled with this over the years. Black Clusters came up with the topic, sort of saying how they'd identified that someone was automatically posting stuff on the auction house at a very regular pattern. Goes in, logs off, cancel scans, reposts, and it's all the same exact time going on every sort of goes on for 12 hours and even further than that. They're still there doing it all, and just seeing how that's being done automatically, highly suspicious of bot activity. And then we have the fantastic interview with Jack and Zanzifor, with another interview with the botter. So they first did one a while ago with a sort of a slightly smaller scale botter, but the person they talked to this time was very, very informative, and went through a whole range of different botting experiences, and was very open about talking about how to best get rid of bots, and people you may discover botting, talking about use the reporting tool. Click to the link to listen. It's really well worth a listen to, this one. The botter says, "I love his beard now." Yeah, it did have a bit of a fan moment when we were talking, when you were talking about the ethics side of things. But that was a nice, fun aside, certainly. But it was very, very insightful. I really liked that. What surprised me the most was how they are using it for crafting as well as the auction house as well, not just sort of going around gathering things up in dungeons and selling that to a vendor or something like that, or just dumping it on the auction house. A bit more sophisticated, like crafting legendaries. I hadn't considered that is... he's now watching the stream. Well, hello, botter. Lovely to meet you in a slightly roundabout way. So it was a lot of interesting information on here. I got the impression that account banning was very little deterrent, as literally once one set of accounts gets banned, it's very easy just to go ahead and just make some more, certainly. Proves to you that auction house bots are a lot more than I thought. Yeah, this is the thing that surprised me, Will. I hadn't really considered it as a thing. I don't really notice it so much on my own server. Maybe that's because I'm quite low population. Maybe it's because I'm still seeing sales in the markets that I operate in. If I was in something heavily competitive like legendaries, maybe I would see it differently from that side of things, certainly. And I can certainly empathise with those that were sort of like saying how it's frustrating, like from a farming point of view, having bots coming in and just completely ruining an area. And you could see the same thing being very disheartening from the crafting and auction house point of view. If you feel like someone else is constantly either cancel scanning or able to just operate 24/7 without even being there, then how can you compete with that? Certainly. Surprised me with the ones in World First Guilds. Well, that was certainly allegedly talked about, wasn't it? as it's a difficult one from a rotation point of view, wasn't that? Game Cat, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, me lord.
And Ryzen HS, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. Tomorrow on Zan's stream, we'll answer people's questions live. Oh, fantastic, Jack. Brilliant. Go and make sure you're following Zanzifor and watch that stream, definitely. Yeah, cancel scan meta is why you gave up serious gold making. I think having the throttle that they put in place now does kind of help at this point, certainly. I think I'm wondering if the things that Blizzard are doing now with the recent hardware software thing with multiboxing, maybe that gives them opportunities to maybe detect more automatic behavior a little bit better, perhaps, because at the moment, obviously, yes, it was said that it was very much reliant on player reports. That's the thing. The one thing that I was quite interesting to say, if you suspect a bot in operation, if you see them out in the wild, is to obviously report them and get it investigated. That would be nice if there were more GMs around to actually sort of like a human that can go over and check these things. Obviously, it's a cat and mouse game. Botters will always try to limit their exposure and sort of stay under the radar as much as possible. Yeah, but I agree with Will. Definitely, some actual GMs everywhere would be really, really nice at this point. I think it would really help keep that human connection. Definitely. Code automated testing instead. It reminded me of the film Catch Me If You Can, Nabil. We're getting the fraudsters to help with anti-fraud things like that. A thief to catch a thief, as you were. I would definitely be interested in seeing what Blizzard would do with this. I mean, obviously, Blizzard are full of lots of very intelligent people, so it's very, very interesting. I hope that it's a lot less prevalent, if possible. I mean, obviously, it seems to be that a lot of people are over in Classic and Burning Crusade at the moment, seeing as gold is a much more limited resource there, and there's very much of a sort of more grind focus to the mechanics in Classic, and obviously that would favour someone who doesn't want to go through all that kind of grinding mechanism. Yeah, it's a good movie, definitely. 200 Germans, 200 English, who just check every CRZ, it'll be so much more useful. Yeah, I think so. Game Cat. I think we could definitely do with it. They had a great guy called Elliot who they lost after Legion. He went to Microsoft. He used to leave us notes to find when we were reversing. That's brilliant. I think this is the thing, isn't it? It's in there. It's been here, and it's going to be always a fight against those who don't want to play by the terms of service and the rules of the game and want to circumnavigate it for their own means. I can understand there will always be people, and as the bot says, it'd be naive to think that we haven't benefited in some way from these botters putting all these materials and things on the auction house or buying things from them. There's no way of telling, and especially with the way the material market now is, you can't choose who you buy from. You have to buy the cheapest ones first. So there's no choice anymore with commodities. So we've all probably benefited in some way, but I think I would like to see a bit more of a balance, a bit more of a sort of like a front-facing Blizzard, where it seems like they are taking an active role in combating this, and I think they are in some respects with what they've been doing with the multi-boxing side of things. I think this is hopefully an avenue into this. Time will tell, but it's a very interesting topic. I'm sure we'll come up against this again and again, certainly. Here's a GM ticket, and the person asked me if you wanted a joke. I can't remember what it was, but they seemed like a great person who cared about the game. Yeah, this exactly. Yeah, they were useful, and they cared about the game. Yeah, and then the whole thing about GM Island and all that kind of thing was really, really interesting. It felt like you had someone you could turn to. That's, you know what, I've got a problem here, and I need to speak to a human about it. Sometimes things can get a little bit too mechanized or too corporate. Yeah, if you haven't listened to the interview yet, had 130 accounts. That was during Wrath, wasn't it? Making a decent amount a year, certainly. Puts you on useless article most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jack. Exactly. It was a bit more human, I need to lie to have an option to put a commentary. Yeah, that just doesn't make sense. Having this automated barriers, where before you can even speak to a human is such a pain, indeed. But hopefully ears that are in high places will hear these kind of requests and will be able to do something about it. And maybe this is a start. Maybe if we can just keep opening the discourse, keep talking about it, keep suggesting these things. I mean, look what happened with the whole complaints thing over the price of the cloning, and that got dropped to $15. So if we keep talking about it, I mean, thanks to Jack and Sanzaful for reaching out, and thank you for the botter as well for being so open and talking about it. I certainly opened up my eyes to it, and I was really appreciative of that. So thank you as well. Without that, I think we're all just kind of like shouting at the wind, as it would be. And so it's nice to actually have a focused discourse about this kind of stuff. James again, not change the bots. Yeah, I think that would be what I would push for. I would say. You've had interactions with GMs the past couple of years and all still care deeply about I think I'm fair of them to tie them with a corporate. Oh no, I wasn't saying the GMs were the corporate one. I was saying the system that Game Cat was talking about with the different options before you can get to speak to a GM. Absolutely, completely agree with you, Commander Bond. Once you get to a human, definitely. Much more things on how the bots learn way much more things how bots and punishment there is thanks to them. Yeah, exactly. Complaining against the brick wall. Yeah. There's I think I'm always open to I'm always one of those people that try to say, okay, I'll seek to understand before being understood. So I try to look at things on both sides of an argument, so I can, I'm very appreciative of someone from this side saying, okay, this is how I play the game, this is what I do, and these are the reasons why. And I would love to have that kind of conversation with anyone over sort of like topics like this, in terms of how Blizzard think about it, what are Blizzard doing, what are their thoughts over professions. Would be great to have that conversation. That was one of the other things I thought of. It seems like something like the legendary crafting system in its current state seemed to favour someone who would want to bot, in the sense that, okay, the barrier to entry with the legendary crafting system, the way it's worked out, I don't know whether this was intentional or not, but it just seems to be the way it's worked out at the moment, is it's very much, if you've got the money, you throw your money at it, whether it's a profit or not, and you make money at the end, hopefully, fingers crossed. There's very few times I've seen in a profession where the barrier to entry has just been the sheer amount of gold you can throw at something. Usually with professions, you've got different recipes to collect from different sources, different ways. You've got the tools of the trade quest line, you had all the Legion quest line stuff, and that created a barrier to entry that wasn't just on the amount of gold you had, and I really like that. I wonder if the legendary system maybe exacerbated a situation here. The pathway could be smooth and be a lot more of them, but nowadays worth is just overgeneralization. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I wouldn't say that either. GMs certainly still care. They're hampered by the system now, though. There's not enough of them. That's difficult because other people think the way they do. Exactly, can be so. That is one of the hardest difficulties to get over as a human, trying to communicate with another human, certainly. Expulsum. Yeah, that's another one, Will, actually. That was a pain I took on the chin at the time. I didn't mind that too much because it was a creative way of calculating how much things were worth, which was good fun at the time, actually, making the spreadsheets and things. But yeah, that was slightly more of a grind, certainly. That's what you got you with the Legos. I just felt there wasn't even a point starting to try and get into that market. I mean, I'm even now very reluctantly getting into those markets for the very same reasons. I'll just make sure I'm not going AFK here. Hold on, there we go. Get that done. Just pop this back on. There we are. Thank you. I just did that myself. It's the system and the lack of GMs in the game before, exactly as GameCat said. Yeah, it's the system to get to them, and then just typing that as I jumped. It's the same as my crash sense. I have a crash sense. Once that starts tingling, I save my work just before I crash and lose it all. Destrolocks, thank you so much for the follow. Automated system and everything that's clearly not up to scratch, exactly. The next weekly blog to interview them about botters and so on in the eyes of a GM. That would be very interesting, Vallejo. I'm not sure if I've got sufficient context to be able to, but I can certainly make inquiries, certainly. Interview with a GM would be awesome. Yeah, as to what... I mean, I wonder if there's a certain amount that they can't talk about. But yeah, that would be very interesting, wouldn't it, Jack? I'm certainly welcome and would like to see more conversation, certainly. A bit of open discourse both ways, I think, would work really well at this point. Yeah, to be able to detect more, and they are waiting to see. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering with the whole multi-box thing. So maybe there's something they can do. Yeah, potentially for Lego, I would say. Yeah, I'm thinking so. Saigon Paul, there's going to be limitations, certainly. The problem with that, Kambi-sama, is having an NDA wouldn't help you if you can't talk about those things. The whole point would be an interview, unfortunately. If an account ban is not much of a deterrent, then what is a lawsuit? Potentially, yes. What was it the Potter said in the interview? That they would rather litigate than mitigate? Was that what was said? But basically, yeah, the lawsuits against the bigger companies was what was targeted, certainly. That was Kata era, right? Okay. I think there's a certain amount of sort of either secrecy or just stuff that you couldn't really talk about, certainly. Is put down the box and then fine, you're happy with it. Sorry if people enjoyed it, but sacrifice is rewarding if it must be done. Yeah, I agree with you, GameCat. There's still ways to enjoy the game in multiple different ways. Multi-boxing was just one niche aspect of it, certainly. And it is still possible within terms of service without using hardware or software to do it. You can still have multiple accounts. You can still do multiple things at a time. I'd be crafting here on one screen and disenchanting on another quite easily. There's a lot you could definitely do, certainly. Make a few multi-boxing servers. That's an interesting idea. I hadn't considered that, Juices. I wonder whether that would be a bit more of a sort of where's the challenge, I guess. Do I multi-account? Basically, yeah. I mean, I have two accounts. I've got an NA and an EU one. I could quite easily have a NA Samadan or Stabadan in the background looking at stuff. Needs to be looked at in some way. Not sure of a solution, but I think it's bad for the health of the game and the player. Yes, Will. I think the throttle was a step in the right direction, perhaps, just to try and ease on their hardware, I think is what they were doing there. But I can see why they did their system. I mean, anything that makes it easy for the player is my main thing, really. I want to make the main player to have a smooth game time experience, because that will bring them certainly to the auction house. So if they can use the auction house and not have to worry about things, and it looks good and it's easy to find things, then I'm all for that, certainly. And if cancel scanning, the throttle that they put in it was a way for them to keep that operation nice and smooth, then I can see how that would work. The price increase of Penumbra Thread, who did that hit the most? Not the shufflers, but the casuals. Yes, I mean, that took a lot of different iterations through to basically, ultimately, reduce down the vendor price of everything. And then that kind of killed off a whole niche. I mean, I know Kraken Latte was doing a whole load of videos on raw gold farms through running dungeons and selling the stuff for raw gold, and I could see that was potentially, if you were botting for that reasons and just excuse me, just trying to get a decent amount of gold that way. Yeah. And that was the result at the end, wasn't it? That the raw gold from dungeons basically got completely killed. A firmer throttle change, where the bottleneck is from having time cancel poster having massive inventories. Oh, that's interesting in terms of limiting the amount of things you could possibly post on at any time. But then could you split, would you then get around that just by having multiple accounts or something? The thread didn't hit the casuals, in your opinion. Casual, you need 100 level test or a dozen or an item. If you need more, you're a goblin and take a hit. I mean, yes, I mean, there is that point. You probably don't deal in the volumes that gold makers do, certainly. That's an interesting point. Yeah, the throttle on cancelling, not posting. I mean, that's where the throttle is at the moment. They did throttle everything, and then they throttled just the cancelling. Yeah, using cannons to shoot mosquitoes, using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Yeah. Raw gold from dungeons was the single biggest nerf to how much gold you can make in a day. Well, there we go, Jack. Straight from the horse's mouth. Yeah, I think by limiting these things, I think Blizzard are definitely taking targeted action towards trying to reduce the problem. Certainly. Yeah, the hardware for multi-boxing was definitely an issue at that point. I mean, anything that, let's say your way to make gold involved a lot of character setup and collecting professions, then having your accounts banned permanently and then having to redo all of that, I could see that could make things difficult from a botting perspective, certainly.
Yes, my lord.
So there's an option there, certainly. I think I just moved, so I'm going to jump again. AFK check myself. There we go. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff to talk about. Runas, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. I know we're some who have abandoned the idea of leveling their rank pool just for their legendary. Yeah, I mean, I think the legendary market, the way it's worked out, I'm not keen on it, certainly. Yeah. It's a lot of gold. It's a lot of resources. And it only favours those with huge gold pools. That's the main thing. Make a demon hunter, run it through the starting hour and spam dungeons, making 5k an hour on one account. Now it's next to 0. Exactly. And if you can do that 5k an hour on one account, 24 hours a day with 30 accounts, and then suddenly that's where your money comes in, certainly. The battle pet script, yeah, that was mentioned, using battle pets to level. I mean, obviously the other thing you would do there is just nerf the XP you get from battle pets. That would be a way to fix that issue, certainly. Don't it myself too, farming dungeons for raw gold back when I was really angry with the cancel scanning. Yeah, I mean, exactly. There was a different way to do it that way, certainly. I mean, I don't cancel scan myself, mainly out of principle more than anything else. It does make it easy, yeah. Or take away the macro for pet battles. Yeah, I don't know enough about pet battling to be able to say, certainly. Since you need to level the pets as well, you level the characters as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'd never thought of leveling them all with battle pets. But it was very interesting, certainly. And that's basically an easy way of just going through and... Or the other thing was mentioned was the whole level scaling thing, wasn't it? That made it difficult. That made it a lot more easy to level your characters. No, we're not done with Lego. This is a big topic, so obviously we're all talking about it. Zanzibar, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. We were talking about you earlier. We were talking about the botters, so obviously check out Zanzibar's stream tomorrow, where the botter will answer questions there, certainly. Yeah, if they fix the bot multiple times, fix bot issues, they will hit others. Yeah, there's going to be some, definitely. Level at one spot and not have to move anywhere. Yeah, I'm thinking that was an issue as well. Ooh, you're right, Oreo. He's got scrunkles. You've leveled characters just doing dailies. Oh, interesting. I hadn't considered that as a soul method, certainly. Yeah, I think so. I think with these broad strokes that we're getting, I'm hoping that there's going to be more of a clampdown, certainly. But it's one of those things. I think. I mean, again, like I said before, I'm very appreciative of the bot talking about this stuff openly, and I'd love to have a discourse with Blizzard about their take on it. I can see what they're doing, and I'm hoping that they are doing things that are going to make this de-incentivized a lot more, make it a lot harder for botters to very easily just generate gold, and in a way that hopefully does not harm the regular player base. That's my main problem. Also, that even without it, bottom software would still exist, even without the lure stuff. Yeah. 40 to 48 just by doing the Panda Farm dailies. Got the farm up for Trillium Ore and level the two at the same time. Very handy. That's quite nice knit on that, actually. This week or next week there's a pet week bonus. Great moment to do that. That's a good point, actually. Doing Silver Scoop Day to watch a film and right click Mako on Razor to level. I mean, I can see how people would do that easily with the Battle Pet script, certainly. You got enough cooking awards by Chef's Hat we want to? Oh, fantastic, Camby Summer. Congratulations. Your cooking will forever be fast and fluid. You levelled a bank tune to 10 with Sir Galveston. Brilliant. Right, let's finish off the Wowhead blog so we can carry on with some gold making. So last one, Saigon Paul have written another excellent extension to the guide that goes through an in-depth reasoning behind TSM and how to make crafting profitable. There's already several parts already, 1, 2, 3 and 4. There's links to them all here, so you can go through and just I suggest if you want to get some in-depth take your TSM knowledge level, another step further, there's lots of really good explanations here. This one talks about the min, max, and normal prices, how they work, and then goes on to describe how the default one works and breaks that down. Really well worth having a read through if you're not sure how that works. The link to the actual full, I've only quoted a small part of it here. A link to the full thing is on this link or on the name for Saigon Paul here, so have a look at that. And also it's in the Discord, in my Discord, it's pinned there by Darkwing, so have a look at that as well if you always want some easy reference to it. Bank tune was made before allies. Yeah. Filter out bot activity. Yeah. Click intervals would sort that out, certainly. Thank you, Darkwing. Thank you for pinning those. That's brilliant. So that wraps up the Wowhead blog this week. Some really interesting topics to talk about here. So I'm glad we got to talk about them together. If you are watching through the embed and want to chat some more about all sorts of gold making bits and pieces, we are here for at least another hour or a bit more. So please pop on through and we can talk about lots and lots of different gold making whilst I do a load of disenchanting next. I think is the next thing on my list. So I'll park that for now. Thank you everyone for your contributions to the Wowhead blog. Jack and Zanzafall especially, and the botter if you're still listening in the background. Thank you. Saigon Paul, thank you for your part 5. Very much appreciated. We're going to log out here, I think. We sent a whole load of stuff over. So what we need to do now is I'll just go through my other characters and list their auctions on, and then we can go back to Samadan and do a whole load of disenchanting. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Easy way to do it. Program will 90% take the easy way. There'll be advanced scripts, but a lot of people will not use them. Yeah, I think that is the nature of programming. Really, is to find a efficient way to do something. Yeah, it's excellent pet resource, Azufu's pet guide, certainly. Can I disenchant for you? Thank you very much. I wish I could, but no, I've got plenty to do already. Let's go through and got 8,000 gold coming in and a load of potions to go back on. So jealous of Samadan's beard. Well, thank you. It's I tried growing a beard in my 20s and failed miserably. It wasn't until I got into my 40s and tried again that I realised that the beard power was strong. Not quite Des Mephisto strength, but I'm still very happy with where I got to before hitting terminal length. 4 among other things, passed away. Oh, so sorry to hear that, Second Paul. Yeah, there's no need to apologise for delays in things. We all understand we've got IRL stuff happens a lot. Got torn down, had to move and settle into a new place. I'm sorry to hear you went through all that. We are always here as a family to help and give virtual hugs, certainly. Botto Bob. Disenchanted for a total of just under 20,000 soul dust in the last 2 days. Ouch. Okay, that's a lot, definitely. You know of a bearded streamer with a bigger beard than me or Des. Oh wow, Keepyo, that is definitely going to be epic for sure. Right, I've done those, posted those on. I'm just going to jump through characters. Shadestone whilst I'm here. Let's grab that. Jump that back on. Tends to drive you crazy. Once you can get past the itchy phase, then you'll be fine. That's the hardest part. Alright, let's go out. I'm not going to even bother looking at herbs, they're going to be expensive. So we'll just carry on and post things on for the moment. Lionheart, who does the Warhammer streams, he has a magnificent beard, yes. After you mentioned him to me about talking about beard oil, I've followed him now definitely. My son is very much looking forward to Total War 3 coming out. We saw the gameplay trailer for that, and it looks amazing. And as a Nurgle player, I'm definitely looking forward to it. "24 inches, that is pretty epic. Definitely." Neither was Code. Still, that was a hellish week. Jeez, yeah, it is a lot, Saigon Paul, to deal with. You have my deepest sympathies. That is a lot to deal with. Yeah, definitely you will. I think it's looking to be good. I'd be very tempted to get the whole trilogy. My son has it as 1 and 2, and he plays it a fair amount. That's another game to get into, as well as World of Warcraft and Classic and Burning Crusade and NA. I don't think I can quite do it. I'd like to try a bit of Diablo as well at some point. Still plenty of things I haven't done yet. You have, it's excellent, yeah. It would appeal, I mean, if you like strategy games, if you like Civilization, I'm sure I could see myself sinking a lot of hours into a game like that. And especially because it's got the Warhammer aesthetic, which I love, then definitely. Okay, so we've got all of those done. Let's clear out the rest. 1,000 gold here. What have we got at the bottom? Just a few rings and things. You're waiting for Battlefield 6 and GTA 6. Oh, really? Those are games that don't appeal to me. I'm never really very good for my reflexes, so that's where I struggle. Right, get rid of all of those and post those on. Just missing one. There we go. You found the perfect game. Kick the cheese. Oh dear. Of course, Zakov, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. And you, Vin, good evening as well. Any news about TSM update that makes it available to post different high-level crafting stuff? Well, that should be coming in 4.11. I haven't heard anything in a while as to what's the latest status of 4.11 going live. So I'll if I do hear anything, I'm sure to let you know, certainly. I think you're getting into Final Fantasy. Anyone had any experience of it? Worth leveling character? I hear it's very, very alt-friendly, Will. I've seen a lot of people say some good things about it. Dave Greco plays it, I know. And I've not played it myself, though. I mean, I played Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 9 and loved those. But other than that, no. I've not played the MMO version. Certainly.
How kind of you.
K0X0V just subscribed.
Thank you so much, Zakov. That's so kind of you. A whole year of your Prime. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And some RP GTA stream seems fun too sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I'd love a bit of Minecraft stuff like that. That would be good as well. But thank you. That is very kind of you for your support. No problem, Darkwing. Jack causing trouble occasionally. May give it a miss. Would love a great solo experience. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I'm with you on that, Will. I tend to spend a lot of my time on my own in an MMO, which is probably anti-MMO perhaps, but that's just how I tend to like to play a lot of the time. I'm actually in the stream, but like I said, so done with WoW. Well, your support is appreciated. Thank you for hanging around here in the stream, but yeah, I know a lot of people are getting a lot of fatigue with WoW at the moment. I guess that can hit people at different times for different reasons. For me, I've got so much still to do. I'm loving every minute of it. There's just so much I want to do. I just don't have the time for it all. Sometimes I just need to say it out loud, at least type it out. Come to grips with reality. Well, that's very, very brave of you to say so, Sergeant Paul, and you are amongst friends here, so I'm glad you felt you were able to, at least. Yeah, couldn't have said it better, Will. We have Oreo here, the company as well, which we are blessed tonight, certainly.
Work complete.
Yeah, exactly as Game Cat Cat said. And Oreo equals awesome kitty. Okay, Samadan. Inscription. So let's have a look. We didn't make a lot. Now I was very interested with this the milling calculator add-on, because it did say that it wasn't really worth me making the tomes, even though I could. And TSM was telling me it was a profit. So my milling data or price calculation method must be different, which is interesting.
Have anything ancient to trade?
But I know the missives are still good. I still do get the occasional good sales. I know what I really want to do with Inscription is get the glyphs going. That's where I would like to really sort of flesh out the depth of Inscription more than anything else. There's a lot to be done there, certainly. But I'll just post on what I've got now at the moment and leave it at that, so we can spend some time just running through a few more bits and pieces. I want to get back to Samadan. Amorte's going to need to do some 168 gear, I imagine. Wondering if the milling add-on adjusts for the ink trader. In terms of old world inks and things, I'm not sure if it does yet. But I think it's talked about, certainly. Glyphs are a steady seller. You made 200k last month with it on your low pop. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, Kozakov, definitely, that I can just, have it as my list. I'm definitely erring towards depth of professions at this point now. That's how I think I'm going to make my gold, more so than legendaries. No problem. Research projects daily is the best way to increase your glyphs collection. Research projects, yeah, I haven't done those at all, actually. I need to look into how to do those, first and foremost. Logo, soul and mace. Let's go through that and post this lot on. But I also need to go through and do the Legion quest line. That has a load of glyphs there as well, which will really help with things. So again, we just got some of the 151 gear. We really do need to get ourselves leveled up on blacksmithing. It's hard to gather the ingredients. Ah, right, yeah. Use all the inks you get in the end of BFA, stocked up on all sorts of inks when you could trade the Legion inks. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Definitely. Right, with that lot posted, have I got any more? Yes, I've got a few more. Let's just take those. Definitely need to give blacksmithing a proper look at. I don't think it's nearly as in a good a shape as some of my other professions. There's a lot more I can do with it here. Blacksmithing looks like a fun profession to do as well. I don't think a lot of people do sell blacksmithing stuff, and I think the prices on them are pretty reasonable. So I need to just fill out what I can make and collect up some more recipes. But we'll focus on Samadan first, because Samadan's still doing well. So we'll go back to him and we'll have a look. So he's got a whole load of braces to make. I'll see how expensive and how quick it will be for me to get myself into a state where I can have some more legendary level 4s. So where was my list last time? So we've got capes and we've got shoulders. Now next on the list theoretically would be hands, but head and legs would also be some quite good ones to do. Hand, wrist, head and legs would be on my list of the next ones to make. waist and feet being the last ones. So we need to have a look.
Work complete.
Right, so we've got at the moment how much bag space? We're going to need a bit of bag space here. Lots of 225 rank 3 stuff. So let's sold a Pandaren step at the same time. Got all the Grimvale stuff that's come through here. So let's take. That's going to fill up my bags a fair amount already. So we're running low on space. We haven't got any bank space. We haven't got any space at all anywhere. The guild bank's full. Everything's full. So this is going to cause me a problem. So things I can at least start by disenchanting. That can go, I think. Desolate leather arm guns can go, and the shadow scale stuff can all go. So let's start with that. Start using the auction house as storage. I know that's the next thing. Happy drumsticks, definitely. I feel like this is going to be a terrible way for me to store things, though. Hi, Cry. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? Yeah, another guild bank. Well, that's what Hellfire was for. She's got all the extra cloth and stuff that I bought during the whole Relic of the Past thing. The thing I could do, actually, is with my cloth I could make a load of bolts out of it. That would be the next best thing, I think. Price of Hearse will drop, and that will be an opportunity to push your glyph collection. Yeah, it's a good point, Commander Bond, actually. Alright, let's carry on. How much have we got space-wise? Yeah, not a huge amount of space here. Maybe see if I can just clear out a little bit. Let's just disenchant this first. Still scrapping Titan braces for Expulsum. You sold Uncanny Gear for 60k. Very nice, Borat. Very nice. I've not sold any Uncanny Gear in a while, actually, but I don't think I've fully got the full set, yeah. And Leech and Taylor remembers some item or enchantment also had an increase in crafting speed. I can't remember where it comes from. I think it was just the crafting enchant. That was the main one. Obviously it only works with Legion things, but it was definitely useful, definitely. Can't you just farm Dreamleaf and mill and go to the Ink Trader? That's what I would do. That's still an option, certainly. Right, how much space have I got before I do this again? 19, that's really not a lot of space. I've got a whole load of things here. Anima stuff. And some more anima here. An Enchanter's Study. I need to clear some space. I've got the cloth here, obviously. That would be an easy one to get rid of if I have the space for it, which is the issue here, is we don't have a lot of space. Oh no, we've got 18 slots free there. Let's have a look at the reagent bank. Well, that's got a couple free. Start with that. Put a bit of cloth in there. And then, where's my bags? Let's put in, well, we've got some delicious chocolate cake. Let's pop that in. Not going to be selling that for a while. That's going to go and get stored till next year. Stale chocolate cake. And then I'm going to go and throw in, there's a bit of junk there as well, actually. Let's just drop in the cloth that we can get rid of. There we go. That's a decent amount. Okay. And then there was some junk there that probably just needed selling. There we go. Got rid of that. Now we have a bit more 43 space. That's a bit better. Now we can do this in a bit of a bigger chunk. There we go. Chocolate cake. I had some chocolate cake on Friday. It was a bit of a celebration. That was good. Just get like 5 guild banks. How are you doing? Forgetting you have tons of materials hiding. I'm getting that way, Zantil, definitely. The number of guild banks I have is steadily increasing. Certainly, I would say a guild bank per character would be reasonable at this stage. I'm still sharing some guild banks. If I was the organised type, then I would have everything very well organised. I need some lessons from Danny and Mushy, because me at the moment. I think it's part of my nature. I'm very, very scattershot, very disorganised, and so I think my bank and my guild bank reflects that a lot. There's always distractions. There's always squirrels that I jump onto. I didn't used to be quite so scattershot. It's something that's happened more in later life. I used to be very organised and neat. Even looking at this is blowing your mind for sheer volume of stuff. There is a lot. I mean, I'm doing this from the sense of from the legendary market, and that's where real volume starts coming in. Yeah, kids happened. Yeah, you're not wrong, Natty. That's exactly what happened to me. I think years of sleep deprivation eventually take their toll, certainly. 1.3 million tie spray linen, 750,000 deep sea Saturn full in one mailbox. Zanzibar, I think you've got a problem. I think you need to speak to someone about it. That's a lot. Just the sheer amount of time it takes to process some of this is quite daunting, definitely. There we go. So this should be... there's a lot of stuff here, more than I thought. That's what happens when you start just making and mailing all at once. 300 items, doing it 50 odd at a time. It's not too bad. Not too bad. With the disenchant macro, this will be easy enough. We could... I don't know if this would work. We were doing the mailing trick before, opening stuff all the time. I'm not sure if this works with disenchanting. Let's do that. Open all mail when it goes, and then do that. See if this works. Slacks, it's going very well. Thank you very much. How do you keep TSM destroying from not bugging out? Yours bugs out after 1 or 2 disenchants. It could possibly be down to other add-ons that make you loot faster. Generally, can be the issue there. Certainly. Right, can we disenchant whilst doing the mail? Looks like maybe not. Let's carry on. Yeah, faster loot is known to bug it out, but if you have faster with the space loot, it works okay, because that's the one I've got. Faster lot, as Jack says. Don't know if this is refreshing. 281 items whilst I'm disenchanting. No, I don't think it is. How to enable an in-game loot feature? Yeah, and Leatrix Plus, as well as GameCat says that's the lesser, faster loot. Exactly. Improved loot frames might be bugging out as well. Yes, thank you, Dragon Tech. Well, that's interesting. You're busy looting whilst opening the mail, cause it to come up with you do not have the required proficiency for that item at the same time. That's interesting. Another thing for the list, yes, definitely. It's little things. I think the problem comes when you get used to doing the workarounds for them, so you no longer see it as a problem. I think that can be an issue, certainly. Apologies for the lack of the top tier content here, doing mass disenchanting, but this has a purpose, definitely. We're working our way towards legendaries. Yeah, it's just the feature, the faster loot feature. This is top tier content. That is true, Zanzibar. Let's just open a bit more whilst we're doing it. Looks like we can at least open the mail every now and again whilst we're doing stuff. So we can just keep it ticking through our inventory at the same time as going through stuff. We've got basically two lists here. We've got the list on the right of green Desolate leather. Once that starts to become visible, then we can open the mail and then go through. The Desolate leather is quite significantly cheaper, I think. The crafting cost for these are 23 gold. Whereas I believe, let me just look at my enchanting list. Enchanting Shuffle probably has the list on here. Actually, we can look at it here. Shrouded Cloth Braces. That'll be the easiest one. Shrouded Cloth. Shrouded Cloth Braces are 26. Actually, there's not as much in it as I thought. That's gone down a lot since I last looked at it. So we could stick with the Shrouded Cloth Braces. Maybe some scrapping to follow to keep it cutting edge. Yeah, we could do that. Definitely, for all time's sakes. Certainly. You started crafting auctions 3 days ago and can't keep up with crafting enough versus sales. A good problem to have at least. Yes, definitely. No, well, I worked out what you were saying. Dragon Tech, no problem. Don't worry about the caps either. Right, so whilst that's going, we'll open up all mail there to keep the disenchant box full and the mailbox getting emptier. That should work. 1.5 point gold cheaper than the leather ones. Also easy to do with how your professionals are. I mean, my tailor and enchanter Samadan here is probably the best bet for that as well. For that reason, yeah. Change the market value field to destroy instead of DP market and restock. You could do that, certainly. I'm sure he doesn't mean it, Villegre. I think he just wants to mince you up a little bit. Is faster loot better than speedy loot? I don't know. I mean, I just picked the first one on the add-on list and it happened to work with TSM, so I just went with it. Mine, I think is... let me just open that out. Add-ons. Mine's the one without the space on it. Faster loot without the space. That one works for me. Yeah, use it without the space as well. Okay. Yeah, I've never since using that. I've not had an issue with TSM bugging out on me. So still discovering things you'd only forgotten about. Class like only stacking to 10. I know. The lack. Yes, and there's no guild banks straight off in Burning Crusade either. Guild banks are coming later. That's also very interesting. It's a very real problem. Storage space on Classic, which is good, which is really good. Let's get another lot going. We're seeing that list getting steadily smaller now, so this doesn't actually take as long as you think once you've got a system going. Looks like it's raining again. Posting stuff to Champagne to send back to you. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You gotta use multiple characters. If you're using your partner's characters, then even better. Cal going for a number 1. Oh, fantastic, we can do that. Hold on. There we go.
Ready to work.
I think that's opportune at this point in time. Definitely, Cal. Lack of auction and starting out in Classic hurts trying to get bags. Yeah, oh, that's true actually. You could use trade chat even to get your bags and things. I was very fortunate on Samadan to have been given enough gold to buy the bank space for and some broomcloth bags to get me started, but yeah, it was definitely a tricky one. Jack going for number 3, we know what this one is.
Samadan!
There you go. For Samadan. Oh, everyone's doing them now. Zanzal's going for a 9. 9 is...
Taste my spear!
I haven't heard that one in a while, actually. That's a good one. Sandbox spam. We're out of 9s. Yeah, there's only so many you can do a stream, so it has its limits. Vellum to Classic, TBC Classic. That's not a real vanilla Classic, but not the real vanilla either. Yeah, I think that would have been quite a nice quality of life feature that would have encouraged me to perhaps use enchanting. I mean, I picked up enchanting right at the beginning when I was playing Classic, but I never sold anything.
Yes, me lord.
Very Sticky Rice, thank you so much for the follow. Lovely to have you here. So it wasn't until I came back to gold making that I realised I could make more money with my enchanting in Legion, which is so much better. But yeah, I would like to see Vellums would be a very good quality of life thing. When did they come in, the enchanting Vellums? Was it Wrath of the Lich King? She's got mail with 4 16 slot bags from a friend and 10 gold. That makes you value things a bit more. It certainly does, Delphana. And that's what I love about it. It does bring back the core of the MMO, certainly. Was it in Wrath? Okay. So when we get that next, that's what I'm going to be really, really looking forward to. Wrath of Lich King is, I think, the expansion I have the fondest memories of those that I played in the early days, the first 3, including Vanilla, Burning Crusade, and Wrath of the Lich King. I can't really count the middle 3 because I wasn't around playing them actively. But that said, having gone back through Pandaria, I do love it as an expansion. Having gone through Waters of Draenor on several characters, I'm not as ambivalent towards it as I first was. I think it's a pretty solid expansion. Cataclysm's a bit of a strange one because of it's not a separate entity in itself. It just changed the whole world, and for me that was kind of a bit strange, really. Which is why it's nice to come back and play Classic, because you get the pre-Cataclysm stuff going on with it. It's going to be a level 58 to buy, so you know the problem is not the Vellum, but yeah, it would have been useful. Yeah, TBC Classic is not going to be like TBC. Yeah, I found when I first played Burning Crusade, it was a long slog. I mean, yes, I had a young family at the time.
How kind of you. Wylamwal just subscribed.
Thank you, Wilmar. 14 months, that is amazing. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here. You had no real issues with WOD yourself then as a solo player even then. The Pectis grind was pretty horrid. And the selfie patch. Yeah, I heard things about the selfie patch, but I was not doing a lot at the time, so I didn't experience it. the same time, it pushed people to have more interaction with each other through really slow patches and the patchy expansion release. Yeah, I think that could be argued that could be an issue with Shadowlands. Shadowlands itself is a top-notch expansion. Looks beautiful. The game systems, I think, overall are really good. I love how the story's unfolding. I think the main problem a lot of people have had at the moment with Shadowlands is just literally the content. People have gone through content very, very quickly. I mean, I still haven't finished the main storyline on Samadan yet, so I'm not one of those players that rushes through things. I mean, I think for me that keeps the game interesting for me, because there are still things I haven't done. I still haven't played every single dungeon yet. There's still hidden areas of the game. I haven't done my legendaries. I haven't done alt characters up to 60. I haven't done all 4 covenants. So there's so much that I've still yet to experience in the game that I'm enjoying it at the pace that I'm playing at it. So I'm finding it, fantastic. Wasn't really the same as all the other professions. Yeah, it was a bit of a strange mix, certainly. Normally the game would have been released early as well. Well, yeah, I mean, the old Blizzard adage, it's done when it's done. I think, is great if we can stick to that. And I think what's also important to remember, because of the unusual circumstances, I'm a lot more forgiving. Having experienced game development, knowing what kind of pressures people are under, I wouldn't want to.
BaconBit78 just subscribed.
Well, that thank you wasn't quite enough. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you, gifting out 5 subs.
How kind of you.
That is super
Iceman
kind of you.
just subscribed.
Thank you so much. That is super duper generous of you. And Manbeast, thank you so much.
You.
With your brand new Prime
subscribed.
as well. Welcome to the Samadan squad. Just got 60,000 shrouded cloth for 1 gold, 25 silver each. Wow, that is a lot.
How kind of you.
Cinetique just subscribed.
Partially COVID in combination with the lax attitude at Blizzard. I'm not sure about the lax attitude. I mean, I couldn't imagine to speak for them either way, to be honest. But there's no doubt, obviously, COVID has caused issues for everyone, certainly. Stories basically non-existence in Legion. Oh, really? Irony. That's interesting.
Just subscribe.
I find it the opposite. I'm really enjoying how it's sort of like playing out. I mean, it's really got me in the feels a couple of times with the cinematics. Thank you for all the videos and guides over the past year. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. That support is very, very much appreciated. So I really is kind of you. Yeah, I imagine they're working full on as much as they can, certainly Zanzibar. Yeah, I agree with you, Will. I absolutely, at the end of the day, I love this game. It's a fantastic game to still be here after 15 years and playing this. It's just amazing. I just in awe of the art team. I'm in awe of the sort of like just so many things to do, so many different ways to play. It's absolutely brilliant. All right, we've got a few things here. Looking at the legendary side of things, Grimveiled Pants. We're already at 20 of 75 on rank 1, so we could carry on that one. What was I going to do? Hands, I think it was. That might be quite a cheap one to do, perhaps. Mittens is what we're looking at here. Shrouded Cloth we've got plenty of. Enchanted Lightless Silk we've got a reasonable amount of. Arboreal Shards are a little low on, so we're going to have to go head on over to our favourite Arboreal Shard vendor, which is going to mean having a little fly over to the Ring of Fates and fly from that. Yeah, totally agree with you, Zanzibar, yeah. A special place for me and your hubby, who you met in Ironforge. Well, exactly, Kitty Strangles, exactly. I just hope you've named your children after WoW characters. You can buy Shadowlands vendor mats in installments. Yes, you can. I can't remember exactly where it is because I don't tend to grab them, but you certainly can. Alright, let's jump through here. Normally I had 100 people working on the coding, and now 90, and 90 expect to do the teamwork of the 100. I couldn't even speculate on the staffing levels, certainly. Yeah, then you get the rep discount that way. My place of choice for getting my things for reputation is the Borealis, actually, because I've got exalted rep there. And I can pick up all the things easily. But what I need here is Arboreal Shards, which are the only place I can get them cheaply is with my own faction here with Bastion. So I have to go over to Hero's Rest to get them. Let's go grab this. So we are having way over here. Is there anything else we need to pick up whilst we're doing here? There's who devours the devourers? Did I not do that one? I can't remember when I played on. Did I play on Thursday? I don't think I did any world bosses since reset. Not as bothered about this. We've got these ones to pick up. I started using the WoW Companion app actually. That was quite good fun actually. Using that as a part of my morning routine. As long as we have very strong feelings always both ways, that is true, yeah. Negativity and criticism, yes, definitely is. 100 for an item that you need a bunch of is hardly what I call cheap. No, that is expensive, and we do need a lot of it. And that, I think, is one of the... I mean, I'm all for barriers to entry, definitely. When the barrier to entry is purely just the amount of gold you can throw at something, that is always tricky. I'm not sure it was perhaps the correct course for the way things are played out here. I'll be interested to see what happens with 9.1. I mean, you still probably need to get all the rank 4s anyway from the way things are looking at. So I'm not sure. When you look at Battle.net friends, many did quit, some for breaks, some you don't know. And it would be interesting to see how many come back for either Burning Crusade or come back for 9.1 when it comes out. Definitely Jungle Cat, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, feedback definitely. Before one negative, yeah, that would be true. Constructive criticism with positive in there as well. Right, let's have a look. Arboreal Shards, still only get them for 106 at this point. Could get them for 100. Smart average buy price is actually 100. My Mac cost is telling me here 106 because that's my reputation at the moment. How many can I afford at the moment? I mean, maximum would cost me for 2,000. Let's go a lot less than that. Let's go for 200. Let's go 400. Let's delete that. 400. 42,000. Okay, we'll grab those. At some point we will get our reputation to exalted. We're currently working our way through revered, so we still have plenty of way to go on that. We'll probably have a look actually. Whilst I'm here, let's just jump over there and have a look. Oh, that Sham, is it? Changed name for a joke on students. Now he's stuck for 2 months. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, lovely to have you here, boy. Whichever name, certainly. Put GMs back for a year. Yeah, that would be good. Game Cat, definitely. I'm doing very well, thank you, Eagledin. How about yourself? We're enjoying our journey through Shadowlands. We're working on currently legendaries. I'm just doing a slight detour to go and pick up my completed adventures, which I did. There we go, pick up all of those. Adventure, protector of whatever that was, I didn't see. Now, I have been doing these in the morning, so I need to just work out what I've got here. So, select adventurers for this one would be fun to use the lowest level ones. So let's take 19, 19, 20 and 21. Let's assign all of those. I'm assuming this is going to be victorious. Yeah. Just to get the XP on those. And looking at this is campaign stuff, so I wonder if we can actually do that with the ones we've got left. Can we do that? That's victorious. Or just victorious. Everyone dies. So let's go with that one. Let that run through. And then we can carry on with our crafting stuff. So now let's have a look. So tailoring. Let's have a look. So we are down here, Grim-Veiled Mittens. We can make 10, limited by our enchanted lightless silk at this point. So let's start with this, get ourselves from rank 1 up to rank 2, potentially, I think, maybe. Doing great. Oh, fantastic. Keep an eye on things here. We haven't got quite enough. Okay, so we need enchanted lightless silk next. So I'll check on the price of this. Enchanted lightless silk. We can make absolutely tons of it now that we've got our soul dust. We've got plenty we can make here. So let's start with, what's the price at the moment? 120 gold. Crafting cost is 107. So let's start with a couple of hundred. Let's go with that first. And go on from there. Let's just scroll back up. I missed a load of stuff there. Agree on the GMs. I think most of Blizzard do care. I might be just getting pressure from the top, you know what I mean. Company is not a monolith. Yeah. You need some guild charts. If anyone's able to help Jack out on Khadgar EU, please do throw in. Got a mail with an invitation for COVID vaccine. Oh, congratulations, Allegro. Biggest one now. You're fully trackable already. You've got your microchips in. You have your 5G installation on the 27th. Did you manage to find one local to you in the end, Will? I know you're having problems with that before. What class do I enjoy the most? It's got to be my main that I've had since vanilla. My first and main character, Samadan, as a priest. I love playing a priest, definitely. And I'm still on Shadow Song. Yes, Evil Dinner. I love it here. I do have the NA side, Lightbringer, which is a nice, refreshing change, certainly. Susan's at the age group 55 to 59, but you can bypass that thanks to your aspect. Oh, okay. Thank you for helping Jack out with his guild charter. First and only time you like to have asthma, yeah. But a long way though. Oh, okay, well, yeah, it's probably a toss-up between the two, isn't it? Certainly. Thank you for Lego with the cut and paste. It's always useful. Right, we could. The things that are interesting here is the enchanting is 115. These haven't greyed out. These are still yellow. It's not often that happens. Normally things all go grey by the time you've maxed out your enchanting. I wonder if this is a prelude for them increasing the numbers of these at some point in the future. Maybe 9.2. We'll see some increases, some new materials, some other bits and pieces. That will be nice, definitely. And obviously we've got plenty of soul dust now to make a hold of this. And this is the sort of stuff I would probably do AFK. I mean, looking at the price of things at 120 gold, it's not a huge difference to my crafting cost of 108. So there would be a temptation here to actually go and buy them rather than craft all of these, because we're obviously eating up time doing it this way. But we'll see. We'll see. Thinking of setting up a guild bank just for materials and to make sending items over to fill it for first time, and thinking mailing a profile just for that and use on all the tunes, send stuff over there. Switch back to the regular profile just for the initial filling. Yeah, that makes sense, Darkwing, definitely. Profiles, I think people forget to use them, and they are really handy just for doing specific things at specific times, and it's so easy just to flip between profiles. I would definitely recommend doing something like that. Watching him when I was in WOD. God, that was a long time ago. Eel Dinner. Going through and getting flying in Walls of Draenor was a long old slog, certainly. You can get your vaccine anytime, but somewhat reluctant to do so, though I know I should. You work with people. Arabonator, you're not alone there. I haven't booked my first one yet. I'm still cautious about anything that's going to sort of knock me out for any period of time at the moment, given that sort of finances and IRL stuff is on such a knife edge. I don't want to really put myself at risk. I don't get sick leave being a freelance person, so being thrown out is going to cost me money. That said, I'm all for herd mentality, herd immunity, if it works. The thing is, we don't know a huge amount at the moment, so I'm kind of I will book it once we're sort of done with some of the sort of like, especially the exam stuff we got going on the next couple of weeks with family things. So I'll see how things go then, and then I'll probably end up booking it myself. So I'm deciding to get into Legendary. I am indeed, Janitor. It's painful. I'm reluctant to do it. I don't like the idea of doing it. I don't like the idea of just throwing this gold at it. I'd rather be collecting recipes, if truth be told. But I feel like, as a gold maker of the community, I feel like I should, so that I can actually speak about it with any sort of authority. The run for the 5 mil to get them out was a fun time. That was, see, what I loved about the Brutosaur. The minute it got announced, it gave us all such a focused target to go for. It was a big target, but you could break it down into small chunks, and you could chip away at it and get it eventually at the end. It was fantastic. You and Lazy Eagle were cheering me on. I know, it was great. It was great times, definitely. In the exact same boat, except the part where I'm an important part of the community. Because everyone's an important part of the community. We all make the community. The only reason I'm doing this is because, yeah, I do make videos and talk to people a lot and write the Wowhead blog. So I feel like, in terms of writing the Wowhead blog, certainly, I feel like I need to at least have some experience in the Legendary market, especially with it coming for 9.1. On your way to the traders. Oh, that's the. It's just so useful. What's the so useful part, Joel Cat? I might have missed part of the conversation on that one. No worries if it wasn't with what I was saying. The Brutosaur. Oh yes, yeah, the Brutosaur definitely useful. I do miss it on Lightbringer on my NA account. I do miss not having access to the Brutosaur. But it's not game breaking, which is what I like about it. It's useful and it's nice to have, but it's not essential. I can still just have myself parked at my local city and use that. You never bought it, still prefer your second account. Exactly. Any vendor mount over on Classic. I mean, Classic, I think that's the appeal of Classic, though. I love it. I love it because it's so different now. Name Signing Charter. That's a great name. Okay, we did that lightless silk fairly quickly. That should open up our Grim-Veiled Mittens a little bit more here. So let's just do these one at a time. Get ourselves up to rank 2. This is where things get expensive quickly. The jump between rank 2 to 4 is painful. Okay, we're now at rank 2. We can only make 6 of them with our current status. So let's make all 6 now. See how close we get with our mittens. Would you like to play with other goblins on a single server, like Erosium and Student? I mean, there are quite a few people in chat as well who have played on Shadow Song, so I'm already sharing with with many gold makers on Shadow Song. But yeah, I think it's nice to sort of do more with other like-minded people, certainly. I never feel like it's competition, certainly, simply because there's always something different that different people will do. Let me just check enchanted mats. I just want to check this enchanted light. So it is 120 gold at the moment. It would be tempting to maybe buy some of these just for convenience sake, just whilst we're here on the stream. That's going to cost me 25,000. Then that's an extra 5 gold. That's 59,000 for the average price of 122 for 486. That saves me crafting time, which is the one thing that it does help at the moment. It is 108 crafting cost versus how much am I losing effectively? 122. Let's just put that out. 22 minus 8 equals 14 times 486 is 6,804 gold. I'm just throwing away by buying them rather than doing that. My time is worth 6,804 gold. So for now, I'm going to go with that one. I might have to do a list of that because I think that's just gone. Let me just try that again. Up to 125. There we go. Now that's going to be nice and expensive, so let's go find ourselves our mailbox. Might start farming herbs. Fantastic. It'd be lovely to have you here in whatever capacity. Oh, Oreo's eating again. Right, I've got some sales there. Lots of expenditure, lots of sales. So let's just grab those. And then we want to check see if we can get to Grim-Veiled Mittens. Yes, we'll make 9. I don't think we're going to quite get to rank 4 here. It just is such a painful slog going one to the next. I don't think... What's our limiting factor here? It looks like it might be Arboreal Shards next. That's okay, we can go and buy those. Oh, missed the whisper there. Hold on, let me just move that down. Thank you very much. One more should get me to rank 3. There we go, right, okay, we're rank 3 and... Oh, it's actually Shrouded Cloth we're low on. Is that true? Looks like we're supposed to have 1,000 in the bank, but obviously we've used those up. So let's check. I'll borrow your Brutusaur if I may. Let's just try Shadowlands Cloth, Shrouded Cloth. What's the price on Shrouded Cloth? 126 and 54 for the Lightless Silk. Well, the Shrouded Cloth definitely. 158 was our buying price, so we're going to go all the way. I might even just take... I might go full on here, up to 1 gold 50. 2,000... no. 1,784 at that price is decent. Then there's a wall here at 1 gold 50. 5,000. I might go for it. I'll go and get the 7,000. There we go. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's just go grab everything. buy all of it. That's over 2,000 worth of braces. There we go. Well, we've got this now. Quantity is one of the issues here, as well as bank space, actually. We're running low on bank space. Namely because we've got all of the braces and things here, the rank 1s and rank 3s, clogging up our space here at the moment. There's another load of 210s there as well. So, can we post any of those on? Let's just have a quick look. Auctioning, run post scan. At least get some mittens on, and some capes on, and some frost wheat bags and things. It's going to clear out a little bit of space there. How much we got? Only 10 left here. Okay. Some more on the auction house. Is there some more shrouded cloth? Let me just have a quick look. Shopping scan. 125. Oh, fine. I'll get my own. There we go. Let's go grab one. And we'll go grab that at 125. All of that. I mean, yes, it would be tempting to buy all of those out and try and sell them for higher. The lightless silk was also tempting, actually, looking at that. 54. 49's our buy price, though. So there's not a huge amount there. We'll leave that for now. Still cheap, exactly. Oh, thank you. Right, we'll leave that. So now we can make 2 more mittens. Now we're down to arboreal shards. So let's create those 2. Let's get ourselves to rank 4. This is our target. Try and get, every now and again, get a rank 4 going. And then we'll get better and better. And hopefully get some sales eventually. Welcome back, Silent Paul. Okay, so let's go over this way. And where's our friend over here? I love this transportation thing. It's great. Arboreal shards. We just spent a whole load of gold, so let's go buy another stack. Or 2 stacks, that's another 40,000 gold. This is where your gold's going. It's disappearing. If I get to the point where I'm close to 1,000,000 gold, I'm going to not spend... I can't psychologically go under 1,000,000 gold. I think that's got to be my limit here, I think. You love hyper. Well, absolutely. We'll go with what you enjoy, definitely. Nate, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. So let's get this... Let's get these grim veiled mittens. We can only make 4. What's our... more enchanted lightless silk. Okay. That's our problem here. Don't think we'll get this done tonight, because we'll have to make loads of enchanted lightless silk, but we're closer. We got some rank 3s going. We just need another, we're 90 to 225 to get to rank 4. So we'd make a whole load more enchanted lightless silk. Then we can at least, if nothing else, go into our groups. So the rank 1 we have. Rank 2 is the 210, which is that one. Add that in. And rank 3 is that one that's 225. So I'll add that in as well. We can also... the 168 Shadow Lace gear, now that looks like it could do with clearing out, because I think that's going on specific items. I think we should do this by item level. Let's just remove those. And the Novice Crafter's marks are again by specific items, I think. So I'm going to take these off as well. Remove all of these. There we go. So let's probably make a full set of each of those properly, looking at things. Let's go to tailoring. Getting stuff with a vendor shuffle. Yeah. Medium is the dream, definitely. How to subscribe with your existing Amazon Prime account. You link Twitch and Amazon Prime together. So that's step done. Okay. Maybe it'll just take a little while for it to come through. Is if I pay more to subscribe, or if your existing payments work. I don't know how it works on a Twitch level, certainly. Use low, medium, pop for 48-hour posting. Yeah, definitely. With your TSM, but if only one legendary group, it recognises the item level difference. It recognises the item level when posting. Yes, when you're putting specific items in, Stephen, that's how it works. I'm currently using TSM 4.11 Alpha, so it's slightly different. We've got 3 different options now instead of the normal 2. And it's kind of due to lack of time. Too many things have to do on your main. You're not wrong there, Natty. I can certainly attest to that. Definitely. So I'm doing fantastically, thank you very much. The quest sidebar this one is Khalil's Tracker. This one here. I've got a quest. There's a link to it there. So let's make ourselves a set. Crafter's marks 2. We have got 12, and novice crafter's marks. We've got 22. So let's make a set of 168 gear. Crafter's Mark 2. I don't think I've done this in a long while, so we need to make sure that this market is catered for.
_Paul just subscribed.
Jack, thank you so much. Gifting a sub to Sup and Paul. It's very generous of you. I'll go through, do all of these. Now I'm going to make a set of the novice gear whilst I'm here. Crafter's Mark 2. Shoulder lace, hand wraps, cord, foot wraps. Just going to do a full set of everything here. And the cuffs, that one, and then we'll do the 87 gear. Oh, inventory's full actually. Let's go post some of this lot on. We need to go here, go to our groups, set up a new one. So this is tailoring, shadow lace, not specific item. We're going to do this by item level. We'll have to do a /reload. Because it hasn't recognised the ones we've got in our bags at the moment. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's still in development, the 4.11 stuff, so I'm hoping that it's going to come out soon, certainly.
Work complete.
Right. Let's go back to this group and adjust this one. So now we are doing Crafter's Mark to the Shadow Lace, not specific item, but item level. So we want all of those. Add those in. Then the auctioning operation to this is an average of those. I don't think so. We want to have a markup on these. Markup crafting plus 1,000 I think should probably work.
How kind of you.
There we go.
Turelian just subscribed. Good evening, Samadan and chat. It's been a while, hope you all are doing well. Congrats on the 29 months, mate, keep it up.
Thank you so much, Aurelian. That's so kind of you. Lovely to have you here. I'm doing fantastically, thank you very much. Good to have you. Thank you so much. 29 months of support is fantastic. Thank you so much. Check your name, yeah, find your weird. You can just add all the base legendary items you have, and it sees all the different item levels naturally. On 4.10, just found it weird. You have no issues doing it that way. Then you see people do separate groups by rank. Yes, it's not a problem when you do specific items because it will recognise all the different item levels. What I've got here is because I'm doing mine by item level, I've just split mine by rank, just so it helps me. It's also easy for me to see them because I have my Addy bag set up like that. I can see all the rank 3s and the rank 2s quite easily. Split by this, got the rank 1s here, so that's quite nice for me as well. Right, let's just go post that lot on. Grimveld already posted on. Oh, we'll have to do a slash reload on those, I think, to get those through. See if that works. It's definitely impressive, Darkwing. Let's give that a go. It's a good way of seeing where I'm missing things as well, depending on what's on the auction house. Yes, fast running out of space though, that's my main problem. Right, so yeah, there we go. Shadowlay stuff is going on. That should give me plenty of things to put on at least. Crafter's Mark is pretty cheap as a tailor, so that's okay. Crafting cost on these, it should work for me okay, so that's good. Right, I think I'll finish it up there for Samadan. Let me go spend some time with Mrs. Samadan. Want to say a big thank you to everyone who's hung out in the stream tonight. It was lovely having your company. I'm just going to finish off. I'm not going to do any raiding or hosting tonight because I want to just jump off and say hello to Mrs. Samadan. So thank you all. It was lovely to have you here. I hope you found the Wowhead vlog interesting this week. Certainly was a lot to talk about. My next stream now Tuesday.
Thank you.
Drizzling Rose just subscribed.
Saigon Paul, thank you. That is a way impressive way to finish off. Thank you. You are most generous. Thank you so much for your support.
NDO8 just subscribed.
That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Next stream scheduled for Tuesday evening. Hopefully that should all work well. I've got a busy week work-wise.
Pave_Low_13
so we'll have to see what happens there. But yes, it should be all go. So unless you hear from me otherwise. And we had the lovely company of Oreo tonight as well. Thank you, Oreo, for staying throughout the whole stream. That was brilliant. We get to see you rolling over in real life as well as with the sub alerts. So thank you for that as well. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
And I will see you all very soon.
76
Until next time,
subscribed.
happy gold making and have fun.